Alrighty. New patch. Where's my phone? There's my phone. Alright, with the winds. Alphino has something he wishes to tell me.
Every day, more and more people regain their memories of their lost loved ones. No longer will beings like Calyx be able to manipulate their fear and ignorance as he once did. That being the case, Alize and I have come to a decision.
We will depart Tiral in the coming days. Other nations must be informed about Alexandria, a necessary step to ensure lasting peace. Then, we shall return to Garlemald. Our experiences here should serve us well in the ongoing restoration efforts.
However, one pressing matter remains. Calyx's summoning ritual was tied to a concept of his own creation. Ascian involvement is assured, but we have yet to ascertain the extent of their influence on the Ninth.
I have done what I can to treat the enthralled and those still afflicted with Levin sickness. I may now devote my undivided attention to an investigation.
Then we shall leave this one in your capable hands. Do let us know if you turn anything up.
It's Erenville. My time in Tural is at an end, and so I'm headed to the harbor now. We'll meet again, of that I'm certain. Until then, I wish you safe travels.
You could have let me know in time to see you off.
And pull you away from more important business. Perish the thought. Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you'd like to know. I've detained the fugitive. He promises to tell us before he sets sail, only to try and sneak aboard his boat with nary a hug goodbye. Cold bastard. But there's still time before they weigh anchor.
That boy! We should make for the harbour ere he wriggles free of Lamachi's grasp.
If we're heading the same way, we might join him on the ship. Good company is always welcome on a long voyage, is it not?
What? Now? I haven't finished packing.
Knowing you, the essentials are already accounted for.
Oh. Fine, if we must. But you're helping pack the rest. And I hope you've decided on a souvenir for Eunice.
I have several ideas as it happens.
A souvenir for Euless.
Ever aligned in purpose, if not execution.
Lest you wonder, Kryl and I intend to remain here with Y'shtola.
To continue our study of the key, naturally. By all accounts, Preservation's facility promises to yield some answers.
Shale has been conducting a more thorough examination. She may have insights to share.
Then why not invite her along to see everyone off? Surely she'd want to be there too.
Comforts me to know that some of you will be staying. I would feel rather bereft should you all go at once. Feels like an age since we last met here. Eager as ever, Alphino. I do hope he has thought this through, particularly where his sister's wrath is concerned. You may know full well that no amount of complaint will dissuade him. That doesn't mean she won't still give him an earful. I'm told that Shale is the new leader of Oblivion. There's none better suited on carrying on Kakekia and Geode's legacy. I forget how to say her name again. Erinville's mother's name again. What news, Mance? Can't imagine you brought an entourage along to simply say hello. That eager to be on their way, are they? I'll join you. I owe them thanks on behalf of Oblivion, after all. And there I thought you would protest against being parted from your work. Well, I am curious to see what emerges once every piece of the puzzle is in place. The majority of the files we've unearthed are encrypted. There's little else I can do until the computer's finished with them. Besides, unlike our friends, Containment Complex 1029 isn't going anywhere. In other words, we won't be getting any answers today. Afraid not. It's going to be a while yet. Then shall we depart for Tudiolo forthwith? Even Lamachi's strength has its limits. Without further delay, then. Sorry. Seems preoccupied with a matter of great import. Perhaps he was contemplating a prayer to lament for their safe passage. What sort of taco should I get on the way back, do you think? The aroma is too tantalizing to ignore. Wait for prostate. Oh, at least it will keep us waiting long. She had some sea breeze inside the dome. We could perhaps simulate it, but there's no substitute for the real thing. Yellow is a delight to look upon. They hang patterned cloth where we might use neon, but the city feels no less bright. We weren't able to make it, but both send their regards. I wish you all would not make such a fuss. I'm not fond of emotional partings. At least Alphino and Alize were considerate enough to inform me of their plans in advance by link pearl. Some people, you know, would have burst out of a crate mid-voyage. In any event, I shall wait here until they finish their preparations. Okay, what is your next? Pleasant to have some company for the journey back.
There they are.
You look well. No lingering effects, then?
Ah, I'm hale as ever. And busy with work.
I imagine there's no shortage of affairs to put in order. Are Kona and Galulja faring well?
Kona is off to survey our nation and its peoples. He wants to consult with local representatives and hear their thoughts on our policies. And Galulja's really taken to his training. I feel like he's been spending more time with the Landsguard than me lately.
Standing here, I cannot help but remember the day of our arrival in Tuliyollal. The rite of succession feels so long ago.
Like 2 years ago. Year and a half.
We knew not of what would happen between my father and Zorolja, nor of Alexandria and its queen. It was to aid a naive claimant that you came to Tural. But you've done so much more for me. For the entire nation of Tuliyollal. We owe you a greater debt than we can ever repay. But that doesn't mean we can't try. Whenever you need an ally, we'll stand with you.
Allow me to echo that sentiment. Not only were you kind to me when I awakened a stranger in my own land, you extended your grace to Alexandria again and again. And on behalf of myself and my people, thank you for curing the ailment that for centuries tormented us.
I'll look forward to our next visit. I'm sure we'll have exciting stories to share with one another.
Ever since I introduced you to Wuklamat, you've faced no end of hardships. Many of them her fault. Yet I feel no remorse, only gratitude. For without your aid, I would not have had the chance to say goodbye. Nor vow to explore every corner of the world. see what we haven't seen.
Yep.
Shall we?
Rest assured, upon arriving, we shall make it a priority to visit Tataru and assuage her myriad fears.
Wait 1 second.
I expect the sight of you two will be a balm for her worry-laden heart.
Safe journey, and remember to enjoy it.
Give my regards to Oblivion. And thank you for all you did for my mother.
Come back soon!
Take care!
That was a proper send-off. Now, time to get back to it.
Duty ever calls for she who loves her realm.
Right. Though, if you need a break, you're always welcome to visit Tulihiolo. I'll give you the grand tour. I guess they're really over. Your adventures in Tural. I'll remember our time together for the rest of my days.
Aha! Power resolve spotted!
Uh-oh.
The Lance Guard is looking for you. It's sparring time!
Oh, good thing you're here then. Can't miss that.
So let's go already! Everyone's waiting to see the Vow resolve in action!
Sorry, I have to go. Till next time.
After this cutscene, I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad, just so to get rid of so the ads stop playing for a while. I'm gonna use that opportunity to use the bathroom.
And thus do they take to the winds.
To follow their own paths and their hearts, as they should.
Into the mist. Into the mist. There we go. be right back. I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad. Alright, I'm back. Ba, 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 ba. I'm glad I got the chance to see him off. She would be glad too. For our many meetings and partings, we have few enough opportunities to properly say our farewells. It's pleasant to take the time for it. Though I delight in companionship, solo journeys too have their appeal, and travel by sea is relaxing. Alize and Alphino spreading word of Alexandria, we shall soon have the chance to establish relations with other nations. Must make ready to treat with their leaders. Now it is our turn to take the next step. The question is in what direction, and that is a matter I should like to discuss with you. Mokeka. There is... My headset's beeping at me. Just plug it back in. I didn't have it plugged in. Ah, okay. Through the thunder. If I may, I think it'd be prudent to discuss our future plans elsewhere. We're liable to hinder the dock workers here if we linger. Perhaps the beach would be a more appropriate venue.
Tis truly a beautiful place to roll.
An endless ocean and ever-changing sky. First time I saw them, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like I was walking among images from our oldest records. And beyond that horizon are more lands and more people. That one I still struggle to imagine.
We ourselves hail from beyond that horizon, in fact. Rather, most of us do. I merely thought I did.
Oh, that's right. I can only imagine how it must have felt to learn you're a native of our world.
The fact that I wasn't born in the land where I've spent most of my life has taken time to sink in. 'Twas not until I met my parents in living memory that the truth of my origin began to feel real.
Your experience is not unlike mine. When first I awoke, the realm everyone spoke of sounded nothing like my own. I had to walk its streets, live and breathe it, before I could accept and embrace my new reality.
And for me to embrace mine, I need to learn more about my people, the Milala. We should come upon more information in the course of studying the key, but as Shale's investigation of the containment complex is still ongoing, would you mind if we sought a different avenue of inquiry into the history of the Ninth?
I have no objection. Aught we learn will deepen our understanding of the broader picture.
Agreed. My curiosity extends well beyond our duty to assess Ascian influence.
If it is knowledge of the Ninth's past you seek, I have an idea where to begin. Alexandria was originally part of a landmass known as the Mist Continent. This continent had been left in ruins in the wake of the storm surge, with Alexandria the sole nation to survive the devastation. The calamity of lightning that ravaged the world.
Aye. Per the sources we recovered from the Underkeep, though the conflict between nations was destructive in its own right, 'twas Levin that dealt the final blow.
No place was spared its fury, and all was chaos in the castle town. We tried to evacuate the people in airships, Otis, the knights and I, but we couldn't save everyone.
Yeah, I remember that part from the dungeon.
Those who survived gathered within the barrier, and we took in as many foreign refugees as we could. Yet, despite the dangerous environment, our system showed that there were some few souls who ventured outside the barrier, into the lands beyond. Beyond? But we thought that was impossible. I was under the impression the star was scoured of life, that man could not survive outside the barrier.
Going by the records, the storm surge extended to every corner of the world. Nothing and nowhere was spared. If anyone did survive out there, it would have been an unimaginable trial.
And yet, those people must have been going somewhere. What if there was a refuge? A place that weathered the storm surge and rebuilt over the intervening 4 centuries?
Given Alexandria's displacement to the source, we had neither cause nor opportunity to survey the remainder of the continent.
Living memory remains physically in the Ninth. If we seek a means of egress, other than the portal connecting it to Alexandria, perhaps it might lead us to the Mist Continent.
Living memory was not transported here despite being atop Everkeep, in which case, it may have been a physically independent space all along.
Meaning, another point of egress could well exist.
And if it does, someone has to be maintaining it. The mechanical soldiers, for instance.
Shall we have a chat with them and see what they know?
If it please your majesty, will you accompany us? If we do land upon the Mist Continent, I would feel much more assured with you at our side.
I wouldn't miss it for 2 worlds.
I thought as much. Into the great unknown we go, then.
They won't the mechanical soldiers won't hesitate to answer their queen. Let's hope they have useful information. Once conditions deteriorate past a certain point, the environment becomes anathema to life. Yet man is a resilient creature. If there is a way to survive, then he will surely find it. Outside of Alexandria, our knowledge of the Ninth is limited to the Storm Surge and passing mentions of Lindblom. That being the case, a foray across the Mist Continent would be an invaluable opportunity for discovery. Between the Asians, the Key, and the Malala, much to be learned. Sure, we can turn up a clue or to one mystery or another. Now that's settled, I'd best be off. I still need to check for decryption errors periodically, so I can only step away for so long. With luck, I'll have plenty to share the next time we meet. Till then. Let the rest of us make ready for a potential foray and meet at Laynode, Nemo. Also, hi Bloopy. Oh, though my mind knows better, I still feel uncomfortable around these mechanical soldiers. Sphene has found us an unsuitable source of information, sparing you that duty for once. The atmosphere is certainly less grim than when last I visited. This clerk has made itself available to answer our questions. Clerk PX0093. One wished to descend to the surface from here. How would they typically do so? Living Memory is currently detached from Everkeep and is operating independently while supported by its aerial suspension system. Thus, both lift and Laynode-based transit is currently unavailable. I apologize for the inconvenience. Despite his ability to remain aloft, perhaps Living Memory was never intended to function in this state indefinitely. So we're out of luck. Not necessarily. Lifts and Laynodes were likely the preferred modes of transportation. That does not preclude the existence of others. In the event of an emergency, how would we evacuate this facility? Consulting emergency systems. Living Memory's airship remains prepared to deploy should evacuation be necessary. Would your Majesty like to appropriate it? An airship? Yes, please, as soon as it's possible. With your Majesty's authorization, the vessel can be readied for launch without delay. Allow me a moment to execute the bypass protocols. Though I am nervous about what we might find below, I am glad we found the means to get there. As Queen, I must bear witness to the truth, however terrible. It never occurred to me there might be an airship here. How fortuitous. Without an airship, a large number of Alexandrians could be evacuated at once, regardless of the situation below. An excellent contingency. Safety tests have been successfully completed, setting the Gate of Remembrance as initial destination. Vessel is en route. The fucking... This music from Heavensward. It usually involves airships. Forget the song. Is that... my ship? It was purpose-built for Living Memory. However, it was modeled after the vessel Your Majesty used during the Storm Surge era. A replica. Still, it does me good to see it. I will deploy the gangway for boarding. This way, please. In order to reach the surface, we must pass through the storm clouds. I advise you to brace for turbulence. Imagine this is going to be like a first situation like with Eden, where it's just, yeah, there's a small area where you know everything's fucked, but... Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The ward Alize gave me is reacting. Though not to the extent of the 13th, the etheric imbalance here is severe indeed. It does serve to impress upon one the marvel of the barrier. The lightning in Heritage Found is tame by comparison. The land where Levin reigns. Reminds me of one little area we get for the first for Eden. Ooh. The state of this reflection's aether is more dire than we anticipated. I'd be surprised if the Asians had no hand in the war that wrought this. That crater was once Alexandria. The warding skill is truly a godsend for those without the blessing of light. Remind me to send my profuse thanks to Vitra and the Hanish alchemists once more. Sobering sight to say the least, but I shan't turn back now that we've come this far. There are no structures, or any other signs of survivors that I can see. I suspect the crater made this area unsuitable for habitation due to the increased risk of flooding. Then we should look further afield. In which direction do you think we might find a settlement? We're at the edge of Alexandrian territory now. The closest city would be Torino, but it survive. City-state built on a harbor, it was a nexus of trade and remained neutral throughout the war. The Alexandrians always felt fortunate to have it in our neighborhood, so to speak. Not unlike Radz Han. Ah, yes. Alphino has spoken of Radz Han before. Near the South Sea Isles, the Malala homeland, correct? Funnily enough, it was also Torino where the Malala first found a home in our world. Truly. Yes, and though the Malala population elsewhere grew, most continued to feel a strong connection to the city. I like to think that some remain there to this day. Clerk PX0093, is this ship capable of taking us to Torino? I also run a flight simulation for the route to Torino. One moment. Simulation complete. There is a near 100% probability that the ship would suffer catastrophic mechanical failure prior to arrival due to ambient lightning. My apologies. Well, thank you for checking. If we cannot fly, then we shall have to walk. Torino lies beyond the mountains, but there should be routes that spare us having to climb. That cave system, for instance, assuming it hasn't collapsed. Try there first. It does not appeal. We are fortunate to have Sphene. Brisk trek across wasteland should make for a refreshing change of pace. Well, appears intact. We have no way of knowing what it's like further in. Mind you, stay alert for beasts as well. Given the barrier surrounds, they're certainly ravenous. Mistwake, now accessible. Oh, she can be a healer. Okay. Graha or Stola?
I stand ever ready.
Fight. I too can fight.
I stand ever ready.
All right.
Something special for you.
The fucking Final Fantasy IX battle music.
Brace yourself.
This is Electrope. This can't have been abandoned since the war. Reno's Earthquake. Birdie!
Brace yourself! Take that! Take this!
Hold on. Allow me.
Reached. Secure this area first, then. How's the MSQ so far? It's fun so far. Secure that one. Oh, not yet. Now I can.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, I need to go and unlock it at some point. Oh yeah, that's fair, it isn't.
Something special for you.
You like the new setup? It's the same as it's always been. but thank you. Although I guess maybe the keyboard thing is new, but I would always have that at the top instead of at the side there. Yeah, that. Oh, what's this? Cockatrice. Or a griffin, okay. Weird ass head. Yeah, which buttons are being pressed on my keyboard? Yeah, I used to have I had a smaller version of that at the top of my screen originally. I originally had where is it? I originally had this version, and it would be like up there. But then I switched it over to being down here. And for this version, grave danger. If we fight it, then this place is best to do it. This is a very big ass arena. Like, this is a gigantic arena. Okay, there we go. I was wondering. Yeah, she's available as either a healer or a DPS, and I decided to use her as a DPS. So many bosses tend to start with a raid wide, probably a vigor check. Ye olden vigor check, vitality check. If this kills you, why are you here? I don't think this is, okay, it is. Why does it really? I don't know. Ask the developers. Save me, Graha. Tenacity. 1 second. Tenacity increases the amount of damage you do, decreases the amount of damage you take, and I think increases the amount of health you regenerate from healing. Final Fantasy IX victory music. Alright. Yeah, Tenacity. Affects the amount of physical and magic damage dealt and received, as well as HP restored. The higher the value, the more damage dealt, the more HP restored, and the less damage taken. Only applicable when roll is tank. I'm still a Lala? Yeah, I thought about changing back, but I didn't. Nope.
And the perimeter is clear. Good work, everyone. And a big thank you to our helpers, whoever you are. Now, we have a tiny bit of clearing up ahead of us. You know what to do.
Our helpers, were we being watched?
So, the city endures. And it is in much better shape than expected.
Impressive, considering the destruction without. The people here must have gone to great lengths to maintain all of this.
Their barrier resembles that of Alexandria, though it is smaller in scale. And not quite as effective, if the breach we witnessed is any indication. I fear such incidents may be common here.
Thunderous heavens! It's been years since we've had visitors. I am Miaili, the Mayor of Treno. Allow me to welcome you to our city. And thank you for the assistance with our little monster problem just now. Might I ask your name, miss? Though I have an inkling I know it already.
But of course, I am Sphene of Alexandria.
As I thought. It truly beggars belief. I once heard the strangest of reports from one of ours who went to Alexandria, you see. That despite the intervening years, the Queen had not aged a day. And sure enough, I'd swear, you'd stepped out of an old oil portrait mere moments ago. You must forgive me if this takes some getting used to. It is an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. I look forward to hearing the tale from your own lips. I imagine it won't be an easy one to tell. But please. What happened to Alexandria?
I see. From your perspective, it must have looked as though we were wiped from the face of the star.
One day, we lost all contact with our people in Alexandria. Scouting parties sent to investigate reported that not only the barrier, but Alexandria itself was gone. Nary a stone to mark where it had stood.
Yeah, we're on the 9th right now. We're completely in the 9th right now.
Must have gone through, not knowing what became of us. But know that Alexandria yet survives, albeit in a distant land. Her and her people. I can tell you the whole tale from beginning to end, but first, might I ask your permission to remain in Treno for a time?
Of course you can. You and your companions have already done us a great service, and are more than welcome to enjoy our hospitality. Now, how about we continue this at Town Hall? We needn't keep standing in the middle of the street.
I shall join them. Even with the precautions we've taken, it remains to be seen if Sven's condition will remain stable. I suspect, however, that the rest of you would rather be out and about. Consider this my blessing.
In light of our purpose here, a tour of the city is indeed in order.
I presume you have no objection? With your permission, then. But before we go... Allow me to introduce myself as well. I am Cryle, and I hope to learn more of this city and its people. Would it offend if we were to ask a few questions? Perhaps as we work alongside you, aiding you in whatever ways you may require.
Is Treno a city in... Yeah, it is a city in FF9.
You needn't fret. Treno folk are as friendly as they come. As for aid, if you're willing, you might speak with my grandson Lummel. That was his voice you heard earlier. You'll find him serving herbal remedies to the others.
Thank you for your guidance. We shall seek him out first.
It was originally an auction house. Oh yeah, it is the auction house from the game. We've been playing through 11. I need to play that. I made a character. He is on Bahamut, or what's the name of the Bahamut was the server name? Whatever the most populated server that wasn't Asura. Yeah, Bahamut. I made a character on Bahamut, but then haven't played him. Yeah, I was able to get a character on Bahamut before they shut the server down. What? Before they shut access to the server down. Yeah, I know. Well. Why, if this isn't our new friends, thanks again for making short work of our foes. For that reason, if you've gone to the trouble of seeking me out, I can only assume it's for good reason. You want to help me? Odd, but I'll consider it before anything else, though. I'll soon insist you drink our signature remedy, Sleepless Rhapsody. Everyone's a fan. I find it a teeniest touch too sour for your taste, but I'll set you right. Dip it down your throat. How bad could it be? This, The account making process is a bit of a hassle? Yeah, I hear that. Watch is like the most disgusting thing we've ever tasted.
Well, what do you think? It's a traditional Malala recipe. Sure. That's supposed to say sour, but with an H by accident. That means it's working.
I'm put in mind of the gelatin I had at the studium. Nutritious, they assured me.
I can relate all too well. It's not unlike the syrup leader used to make. Black as pitch and sour as sin. Though, there's no better cure for fatigue.
You know, Raha, going to bed at a reasonable hour would be the best cure. Oh, that's... I do feel shockingly refreshed.
Perhaps it stimulates the body's ability to process ether and hastens regenerative functions.
Indeed, it does. It also counteracts some of the effects of excess lightning, and helps to calm the nerves besides.
Which is why you serve it whenever there's a breach in the barrier.
Our Malala ancestors came from the lushest of lands, so they developed all sorts of natural remedies. We strive to carry on their traditions. And I'm sure you see why. Really hits the spot, doesn't it? Now, welcome to Treno.
Given its ability to counteract lightning's influence on the body, that remedy could be of use to the people of Alexandria as well. Certain Limnol would be more than happy to offer it to them. Yeah, drinking that would be unifying. It is impressive that they have maintained a tradition here so far from Malala's native lands. I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? Well, I'm Limnol. It was me announcing our victory earlier, and since grandmother sent you to help with repairs, you'll know I'm her grandson. I'm in charge of resolving any problems the people of Treno may have. Favorite kinds of work include taste testing menu items, carrying medium-sized objects, searching for lost possessions of immense value. Oh, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Battle dance, why not? Bum, 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 bum. Yay. Ah yes, the repairs. Are certain you want to put to work? If you've come all the way out to visit us, you must have important things in mind. You've already helped protect the city. Actually, our goal was to ascertain the present state of the Mist Continent. The whole continent? Did you come from across the sea? Not exactly. You've actually come from Alexandria. Alexandria, are you quite sure? No, sorry, of course you're sure. It'd be rude of me to doubt you. It's not every day we get visitors, let alone from a nation that up and vanished. I know that must come as something of a shock, but this is our first time in Treno and we like to know the city and its people. That's why we propose lending a hand to those in need. I see, in that case, why don't you help distribute this remedy to the rest of our people? Ordinarily, everyone would have already come for our cup, but the fiends made quite a mess this time. Might be a while before some can step away from their work. Never fear though, even if their hands are busy, they're more than happy to spare a few words for fascinating folks from afar. You'd appreciate that. Thank you, Limol. You're the ones doing me a favor, honestly. Here, take this badge. I'll deliver some to the town hall so you can tend to areas you haven't seen yet. Yeah. Mio and Limel seemed to be taken aback by mention of Alexandria. Perhaps they had friends or loved ones who disappeared along with it. If we split up, we can spend more time speaking with the locals while ensuring everyone receives a remedy promptly. Take a portion. Rest assured that I can handle pouring liquid into a cup. Two should be glad to duel out a few servings. Wonderful, let me divide this up. Mance, why don't you make rounds of the southern part of the city? Raha and I shall tend to the north. Right. Let's go and acquire some insights. Offended by this part of the city. Watch the mist, not see a lot of damage. Don't need just a suggestion, but he's one of those visitors Lamola mentioned. Odd place to be visiting, though. What do I think of the job changes this patch? Updates this patch? Neat. The Gunbreaker one is interesting. I'll have to actually look at it, though. I'm getting rid of that boy. gone. Thought. Okay. Oh, you came to deliver the remedy. Thank you kindly. I was hauling beast carcasses in for processing and copped a good dose of uncharged energy for my troubles. Brought in 11 sickness, something fierce. Still, we don't go hunting outside the barrier, so we don't want to waste any part of the creature that find their way in. Pelts are highly charged with lightning aether, the most valuable, of course. Tan them with the right stuff, and you can turn them into protective clothing that keeps you from getting zapped. The beasts you felled will all be put to good use. Thanks again. Oh yeah, the removal of glamour restrictions is neat. Historians say that when the large creatures broke through the barrier, our bravest fighters would launch themselves onto their backs with the trebuchet. We have you to thank for not needing to revive that tradition today. Launching onto their backs via trebuchet, okay. You're that mighty monster slayer I saw earlier. It's an honor. And you've brought Sleepless Rhapsody, bless you. I'm dead on my feet after that battle. We don't usually have that many beasts breaking through at once. Practice keeps one's skills sharp though, so in a way I'm glad for it. I learned a thing or two from watching you. I can hardly get to wait to work on my grimoire. New ideas for improved geometries. Full application of new learning is what keeps our ancestors' magic alive and flourishing. Now I must face my true nemesis, circles. So hard to draw without making them all wobbly. There's a fresh face if I ever saw one. Your hand. Oh, don't mind if I do. Safety inspections take priority, but the battle doesn't feel over until I've had a cup of Sleep Rhapsody. Proud to say that I have some part of it in preparing it too. The herbs come from my very own growery. One of the greatest discoveries of our time is the seeds carried in by invading creatures that can be cultivated into remarkable plants. Plants with the potential to mitigate the lightning's effects. And with as many hides as we have this time, not to mention stomachs, it's entirely possible to find new varieties of herbs among our harvest. Oh, I didn't see what his extra bit was. I was around the city also sprouted from the seeds that creature carried in, so truth be told, I find it difficult to begrudge them their trespass. Sleepless Rhapsody. Good kick to the tongue after a good day. Of us, you have ought to covered every aisle aside from the moles. One of the people I spoke with asked me to pass something along to him, but he hasn't returned yet. In the meantime, shall we discuss what we've learned?
Fascinating. I appreciate your thoroughness in recounting the details. I too learned much, as I helped to treat the injured's wounds. The Malala's curative magics appear identical to Sphne's. This means that either her tutor was a Malala as well, or that the art had spread all throughout the Ninth. Then there are the symbols and tomes, which are highly reminiscent of Arcanima. If these elements indeed originated with the arcane geometries of the South Sea Isles, as in the source, 'tis curious that they have developed in so similar a manner on this shard.
Mind you don't share that with any other graduates of the Faculty of the Arcane, lest they beat you to publication.
Did you learn aught of note, Raha?
I spoke with one of Treno's storekeepers about how they obtain their supplies. Though they are few and far between, other settlements yet exist on the Mist Continent, with a rail system facilitating the flow of goods between them. Unfortunately, barrier breaches trigger an emergency failsafe on the main line, so the train is presently stopped at a midway point until operations can resume. There are also maritime routes, but they see only occasional use. Often, as now, Treno must make do with what is to hand.
In addition to this constant state of scarcity, much of Treno's populace suffers from Levin sickness, not to mention the frequent attacks on the city and the resulting casualties. Yet everyone we've spoken with seems undaunted by these hardships. They are not only surviving, they are happy in spite of it all.
Where there is life, there is hope. And when one believes in a better future, a tomorrow even the slightest bit brighter than today, there is naught to be done but build it. Until, stone by stone, the city rises.
A noble city with noble purpose.
Sounding familiar. But
Is aught the matter, Lowell?
I think I've dropped something and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm doomed.
Oh, is it this by chance? While I was distributing the remedy, I was asked to pass it along to you.
I was thinking Shadowbringers.
Yes! That's it! Yes! I'm not doomed.
Is that a tracking device?
You've a keen eye for technology. This thing picks up on the ether of the creatures that get through the barrier.
That explains how you knew when they'd been vanquished.
Exactly. It shouldn't show anything now, but I can switch it on like so.
Uh-oh.
No, she's going to kill me! Say, how'd you like to meet my sister Ayane? She's an electrope engineer, so she knows all sorts of interesting stuff.
I take it she also built that device.
Oh yes, that's my sister. She's a genius. Everyone says so. And she won't kill me in front of other people. Probably. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to watch her work? Maybe you can even help. It'd be, you know, edifying? Please! I beg you! Please!
I suppose that's that then.
I will say, going Wallafell for the Malala area is a little fitting, I guess. One wonders how fearsome it truly is. Treno's very similar design to Alexandra's. Should we assume that electrope technology is standard here as well? Past that park, let's be off before anyone changes Let us be off before anyone changes their mind. Funny.
Our visitors. Thanks for lending a hand earlier, but what brings you here?
Radar system broke.
Lummel, what did you do?
You know that, advanced monster tracking, what's it? It may be a teeny tiny bit,
You broke it again? How many times must I tell you that we're running low on electrope? I'm an engineer, not a bloody miracle worker.
Grovel. Grovel emote. Yep.
I beg your forgiveness. I'm on my knees and everything, see?
Windy, hey. Long time no see.
And since we have guests, can't you let it slide? Just this once?
He dragged you here just so I wouldn't tan his hide, didn't he? You'd never believe he's the elder sibling. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't be. We're glad for the opportunity to meet you. And Lummel mentioned that you might have some work we could assist with.
There are guests, Lummel, not servants. Must we have the manners talk again?
Please don't misunderstand. We asked to help, that we might learn what life is like in Treno. And with your expertise, we also hoped you could tell us more of how the city utilizes electrope.
If that's the way of it, then I'd be happy to share what I know.
When you spoke earlier, it sounded as if Treno had little electrope to spare. It's difficult to procure, I take it.
We never have as much as we need. And much of what we do have is repurposed. You'll find me digging through the scrap heap whenever some vital device or another breaks down. Repairing that old barrier should be our highest priority. But we just don't have enough electrope on hand to do a proper job.
And the longer we go without access to the mine, the worse it'll get. If only we could scare those beasts away.
Did we not pass through a mine on the way here?
Indeed, and it should be clear of hazards now.
You got rid of them? Just like that?
So, the mine is safe for mining again? Hooray!
Leave the mining to your big brother. All you have to do is fix the tracker.
Yes, very well. If you go, do be careful. And once you get the machinery up and running, make sure to send some electrope over to the barrier service station.
Though we've cleared the mine, there is no telling what else waits outside the barrier. Shall I accompany you?
I'm so glad you asked! Seriously, I don't know what I'd do if I'd had to go alone.
As we did pass through but recently, I expect Raha can keep him safe without our help. In the meantime, shall we assist Ayane with her repair work?
So nice to see you, Wendy. Literally, Wendy, the last time I messaged you on Telegram was like a little over 2 years ago. Oops. You know, it just happens. They put one in mind of another pair of siblings we know, don't they? Oh my god, it's Alphino and Alize. I entirely forgot to ask your names, do forgive me. I am Kryl and this is Mance. Accompanying them all is Grahatia, her own technology enthusiast. It's lovely to meet you. It feels strange putting you to work, but I'd be lying if I said we don't need the help. In the wake of an event like this, I presume a great deal of labor is required to restore everything to working order. The volume of fixes that need making is one matter, but I could handle it if it weren't for these legs of mine. Paralysis flares up at the worst of times, I swear. Levin sickness. I can manage a bit of shuffling from one station to the other on a good day, but I usually leave racing around the city to my brother. With him off to the mine though, someone else needs to take care of the lightning sprites. They're drawn to the discharged aether of slain creatures. I've offered you the detector to make tracking them down easier, but seeing as how the mole has managed to break it again... I do have this though. Toss some at the sprite and you can suppress its ability to sense if they're nearby. It usually gets them wandering out of the city towards more fertile ground. So we needn't fight them. I find it safer not to. When threatened, they siphon energy from facilities we need to keep our medical system services running, or emit bursts that overload nearby systems. Same reason I recommend you stick to throwaways that allow you to spot them well in advance. Hate for you to be injured while helping us. Understood. We want to split up again to cover more ground. Are you ready to go? You see no lightning sprite. The lightning sprite. Lightning sprite. Boom, 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 boom. Lightning sprites. Time to test your tossing arm has arrived. Were there many sprites? 3. It could be worse. Still, it's important to keep the city free of them. We're much obliged. Well, it's taken a while. Being new to the city, if something were to happen, she wouldn't know where to go for help. Just check on her. She'd start off in the direction of Town Hall. You've seen a woman in a yellow hood. Presume you mean Kryl. Had a grand old chat with her earlier. Not to mention she saved my hide. I believe I missed that lightning sprite till it was right on top of me. Thanks to her that I got out unscathed. Bit awkward striking up conversation after that. Been a while since I talked to anyone I had known my whole life. She's a kind lass, good at putting folks at ease like me. I enjoyed telling her about the city. When we were done chatting, she went off towards the canal. Much of melancholy about her, though, and I'm not sure why. Didn't think it was something I said, but I knew that if it was, saying more wouldn't help, so I let her go. I reckon she'd welcome the company of a good friend right now.
Ah, were you looking for me? I only intended to sit down for a moment, but I must have lost track of time. Will you lend me your ear?
Anytime.
The source and the 9th. Someday I will have to decide which one to call home. The thought has lingered like a storm cloud in my mind. I've tried to ignore it, remind myself that we have more important matters to contend with. But I cannot keep drifting between these worlds forever. When I first learned the truth of my past, I assumed it would have no bearing on my future. The source was my home, and the students of Baldessian my purpose. But after meeting my parents, it struck me that to simply choose the source would be to abandon them. And not only them, but a home I could have loved, had my life gone as it should have. That is why I had to learn more of this place, and the me I could have been.
And now that you have?
I feel even less certain than before. Though we are strangers to them, these people have welcomed us as if we are their own. It's like speaking with old friends. And knowing now the challenges they face, What would it say about me if I just left them behind and returned to the source?
So, stay here.
Is that who I am? Who I was meant to be? Or is this where I belong?
Thank you for listening. I'm a little less afraid to face the answer now, whatever it may be. When I find it, I hope you'll be there. But we kept her waiting long enough. Let's hurry back. Yeah, better St. Treno, the council. Glad you're both back safe and sound. Now we can relax until my brother does the same. Your friend escorting him can't get himself into too much trouble. Unless he tumbles down the stairs into town again, I suppose.
That reminds me. The structures near the barrier all seem to be designed for Milala. Is there a reason that those in the center of the
Would
city
Kryl
are
have
so
died
much
if her parents
larger?
never gave her away? Very likely, considering why they gave her away. Preservation, like the main antagonist faction in the game now, I guess. Preservation was after her and her parents because her parents stole the interdimensional key, and they wanted their Kryl because she was born with the Echo, and they wanted to perform like experiments on her or some shit. So that's why they teleported to the source and gave her to Galuf.
Oh yes. The center is the oldest part of Treno.
So I don't think she would have had a better future if she stayed. Far from it.
So Treno predates the Milala's arrival?
The mayor at the time was kind enough to take our ancestors in and gave them leave to establish their own residential quarter.
Yet I have seen naught but Milala since we came to the city. Where did the other peoples go?
Alexandria. In the closing days of the Storm Surge, when death and destruction were everywhere,
Exactly.
they believed it would be safer. But Treno didn't have a barrier at first, you see. But one of our industrious brethren had served as tutor in the royal household and returned to us with knowledge of the barrier's design. It's thanks to him that the city survives to this day.
Might I ask a more personal question? We previously uncovered some records pertaining to the Milala's past. In them, it was written that the Milala left their paradise of eternal summer when a great calamity froze their isles.
Yep, the South Isle Seas.
Understandably, all were not content to leave their homeland behind. Some attempted to return using the same power that had brought them here, but they found the way closed to them. Never again has the golden path opened that allowed their ancestors to flee to safety. Tell me, were that golden path to open once more, and you were to find the Milala homeland restored to its former glory, would you go back?
I'd certainly like to see that paradise of eternal summer for myself. Who wouldn't? But it wouldn't be going back. After all, my one and only home is here. Treno, this run-down, beat-up, beautiful city.
You truly love it, don't you?
Do you know what the speaker said when the Malala came to this place. O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. We never forgot those words. Not my ancestors, nor my grandmother, nor my brother and me. That boundless optimism, that communal spirit, that is Treno. No matter what comes or how hard it gets, we'll choose joy over fear and stand together. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Nowhere else you'd rather be.
Perhaps it really is as simple as listening to your heart.
Very small hole in time, but it was the part where the ocean froze over that was fascinating. The vast open sea turned to ice. Imagine. Earlier you said your brother couldn't get into too much trouble if he was with Raha, but how much trouble is that precisely? One would think they ought to have returned by now. Speaking of whom? Wait, no. These two. Conversely, I'd expect to see the two of you again so soon. To get Miela's curiosity is sated. Well, at the moment, I gave her a brief account of the situation in Alexandria, as well as events involving the key. She was most interested in the latter, in fact. It seems she knew of the relic long before we did, and wishes to discuss it with everyone. Would you be able to join us? But should love to go straight away, but we are awaiting Raha's return. As we speak, Miali herself is making her rounds through the city. We have time. First, yes, a 5th for that matter. Source, I can assume. He predicts with the result in the wall itself. No, but it goes with the logistical of. I have a mind to re-establish diplomatic relations with Treno, but it goes without saying there are logistical challenges given our respective locations. At least of these, is there any travel required passage through Baral to begin with? I have to consider on the vow of resolve. Without mentioning it, fortunately it turned out for the best.
We're back! The mine is in working order, I'm pleased to say.
Hell yeah.
Electrope is being delivered for the barrier even as we speak.
Have you two finished regaling the mayor?
We have. Though she has her own story to tell. Of the key, in fact. We thought you might like to join us at the...
Oh.
This is an evacuation alert. All citizens, please proceed to emergency shelters. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters. The doom train is approaching. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters.
The Doom Train.
The Doom Train? Wasn't that one of Lindblom's weapons of war? You know of it?
I've never seen it myself,
But according to Zelenia, it was an armored vehicle used to transport war beasts to the front. In order to prevent them from running wild ere their deployment, a powerful arcane entity was housed in the engine.
The end of the war didn't slow it one bit. Quite the contrary. Fueled by lightning ether, it's been speeding across the continent ever since. The Doom Train and its beasts bring death and destruction everywhere it goes. It's a veritable calamity on rails. It passed near Treno some years ago, claiming many lives, including our parents.
Oh.
I must go and repair the barrier as swiftly as possible. Without it, we haven't got a chance.
You can't be serious! You'll never finish in time, and you'll be right in its path.
I have to try. For Treno.
Yane, no!
It seems my services are required once more.
I'll go with you. Perhaps my knowledge of Electrope will be of use.
I wish I were a fighter like you two. Keep her safe, will you? Please?
While destroying the Doom Train would be preferable, we should seek to delay its advance at the very least.
You can't be thinking of fighting it head-on. That's madness.
Madness is our speciality. Well, now I have to do it.
If your mind is made up, there may be a way. There's a freight depot not far from us. We can use the train that's stopped there.
Raha mentioned that before, did he not?
The Doom Train will have to pass through the depot to reach Treno. And since the evacuation alert was only just triggered, we might be able to reach it first.
So, we commandeer this freight train, match our speed to the enemies, and use it as a platform from which we launch a sustained counter-offensive. Is that your proposal?
It'd be better than trying to smash the bloody thing before it runs us all over. And if it might save Yane, I'll do whatever it takes. Let me drive the train. That will leave you free to concentrate on the fight.
Lumel.
I need to grab a few things. Meet me by the gate.
Anyone stop a speeding weapon of war, it is Mance. We must also recognize the threat posed by its company of beasts. Ruthless is so powerful that even as it barrels ahead, enthralled creatures continue to follow it, and the train may well gather additional minions as it draws near. There's no telling how many will charge Treno's gate, so we should prepare for the worst. Perhaps Y'shtola and I ought to remain on guard here. I'm inclined to agree. Mance, while you remove the head of this metal serpent, we will attend to the defense of the city. Among other things, we do what we can to ensure the citizens get to shelter before the fighting begins. Godspeed. Right. The place we're headed is the Meninti Depot. Oh, it's its own railway station. Our stainless familiar left it in its slight repairs. Thus, we'll be taking a hover cargo. My friend here has volunteered for the mission, and yes, I did explain the dangers. Cargo is equipped with a portable barrier, and frankly, I'm great at my job. I guarantee your safety during the ride. What happens once we get to Videnti? Well, that's your problem. Certainly is. Let me know when you're ready to move out. Where we call home. Ready? Then our fearless operator will help you aboard. We make for Nanini with all haste. I'll have us there in a flash. Do keep any limbs you've attached to and would to remain attached inside the vehicle. Benenti and oh yeah, Bentini Heights. Ooh.
This is it. You'll be riding that flat car at the rear of the train. I'll be all the way at the front, pushing her as fast as she can go. The Doom train moves at breakneck speed. If we're too slow, it will plow right through us. Speaking of which, we'd best get underway before it does just that. Don't forget you're fighting for Ayane. For all of Treno.
Hell on Rails, now accessible. I'm gonna see if anyone else wants to. Oh yeah, the strategy board. Oh, yeah, they separated it. Aw, okay, bye Wendy, have a good night. It's good to see you again. Don't be a stranger. And I know that extends to me too, I shouldn't be a stranger either. Oh my god. Oh, you need gauntlets. Two ninja teleports. When does that happen? 74. Level 74. Right there. Should probably repair. Ooh, okay. It is the Final Fantasy IX boss theme, okay. Siege Engine, the Doom Train. pipe. That, oh, I see. Runaway train.
the next one! Thunder of heaven!
This arcane revelation. Oh. Yippee. The mission was to stall the train. But
no more adventures, thank you. That was enough bravery for a lifetime.
Thank you, Mirthras.
But we did it! We stopped the Doom Train. Well, mostly you did.
Oh, please.
Before we can celebrate, though, we need to make sure Treno's secure. As I feared, stray beasts to the south. I've lost track of how many times I've asked you for help, but I need your help again.
Oh. Yes, it is. Oh god. This is gonna be a long one. Short time earlier.
Can you stand?
Yes! Thank you so much. There were others being attacked over by the canal. Could you possibly...
Of course, I'll go right away. The rest of you should get to the town hall. I can't leave anyone behind. I won't. Best make sure the evacuation route is clear first. Done. Now to aid those people by the canal.
Level question mark.
Help is on the way!
FF6. I mean, I guess. If you're talking about Pictomancer.
There may be other stragglers.
Oh, then what do you talk about as the first? Or second? What were you thinking as the second? If it was Doom Train, that Doom Train that we just faced is based off of the Doom Train from Final Fantasy VIII. We already had the Final Fantasy VI Doom Train in the Sigmascape Omega raid, which was the Phantom Train, actually. We had the Phantom Train in the Omega raids in the Sigmascape. That's based off of the train from Final Fantasy VI. Doom Train, the one we just faced, is based off of Doom Train from Final Fantasy VIII, which is based off of the Phantom Train from Final Fantasy VI. Yeah. Actually, I'll pull that up really quick. Be able to see this. Actually, I'm gonna continue on with this for a second. Mainly so I can just do this. Anyway.
That breeze is awfully warm. Oh no! First things first, the fire. To take a leaf out of Y'shtola's book.
What magic was that? I've never seen the like. Please, yes, I'm going to run away. We can talk about it later. You that put the fire out. How will I ever thank you? But any further, we can all take to shelter until this.
Not a moment too soon. I hope that was the worst of it.
I don't know. I haven't played through Final Fantasy IX. Just play the game.
Voice. Further out.
I am gonna play it at some point.
I'll take care of this. Make for shelter. How many are there?
And where's Graha? I feel like that question's about to be answered.
Is that all of them?
No. A behemoth.
A behemoth!
Raha's gonna like arrive right at the right time, isn't he? Or Y'shtola. This looks like a Y'shtola. Yep, that's Y'shtola.
You cut that rather close.
Oh, there's Sphene.
Thank goodness you're all right.
There we are.
Ayane has finished the repairs. We need only hold the line until the barrier is in place.
And hold the line we will, together.
In the coming fight, you will play as yourself.
I can still fight. I can.
I have no doubt.
Oh, I see. There was a trance. Should have seen that.
Thunderhead!
Keep away from the clouds. If I never see another storm.
Nowhere is safe with so many of them.
Some friendly winds, if you please. It worked!
Ecliptic meteor.
The levin grows more volatile. Something is coming!
Ball lightning!
Pistola, Sveen, lend me your strength!
Two of us will disperse these balls of lightning.
Just keep the lightning at bay a little longer! Take cover behind the springers! The tide is turning! Press the attack!
Behind him. And he's dead.
I must say, that was an incredible performance.
Oh, how you've grown. Oh, how you've grown.
Flatterer.
What is it?
The barrier is restored. The people of Treno may rest easy once more.
Yippee.
The perimeter is clear, everyone. And thanks to our guests, the Doom Train has been destroyed. Last but not least, Ayane's fixed the barrier. We don't need to worry about beasts anymore. This calls for a celebration.
The Doom Train is gone for good.
That's our Ayane.
They're safe. All of them.
Oh.
Alila? Kryl, does the name Alila mean aught to you?
My mother. Did you know her?
I'm sorry, my dear. We should get you patched up before aught else. Alila's story and that of the key are one and the same. After you've rested and recovered, I'll tell you the tale. You have no cause to fret, I promise you. While Lummel forgot to give the order, bless him, there's work to be done ere we can celebrate. First and foremost, we must see to any injured. Come and find me at Town Hall when you're ready.
Without further delay, then.
You needn't mind me. My injuries are far from severe.
But your curiosity is another matter, is it not? Your feet will deliver you to Miaili all the swifter if you can actually walk on them.
I think Miaili Minukraus. I have tumbled to the pavement in front of half of the city. I'm none the worse for wear, thanks to Y'shtola. Yourself, if you have any hurts, you can tend to them. Now before we see Mila. Oh, Dark City Treno. I want to know more than anything, yet part of me is a little terrified. I've come so far, I can't turn from the truth now. If everyone is feeling up to it, let's go and have our answers. Am I good? Yeah.
Ere I begin my tale, there is something about our family that you need to understand. We are descendants of the speakers of Eld, and I myself am the latest to inherit the role. Even as we do our utmost to ensure our people's welfare in our adopted home, it has ever been our duty to find a means to return whence we came. Alas, our ancestral treasure never did answer our prayers. And that left my elder sister, the previous speaker, mired in doubt. It was then, when she was at her most vulnerable, that preservation reached out to her
The key is none other than that relic, and it has been in the safekeeping of our people since time immemorial.
Oh, she's Kryle's aunt.
When lightning threatened this world, we attempted to use the key to flee again, like our ancestors once did. Alas, no matter what we tried, we couldn't invoke its power. We had all but given up when Preservation approached us with an offer of partnership.
We've heard this part before, from my parents' memories. My mother was your sister.
She was. Which makes you an heir to the Speaker's legacy. The last message I received from your parents said that in order to thwart Preservation's design, they must send away both their daughter and the key. I now understand what became of the former. As for the latter, through conversing with your friends, I gleaned with whom it currently resides.
And is it your wish that we give it back?
We Milala are the people of Treno now. Here is where we've put down our roots. The moment Elila relinquished the key, she relinquished our claim to it as well. But be that as it may, my sister gave up not only her life, but her darling daughter to prevent its misuse. It is my duty to ensure that its new bearer is worthy. So, should it answer your call as it never did ours, how would you use the key's power?
Glory worlds yet unknown to us. Probably a wrong answer, but it is the answer I would give.
For some, that might be a self-serving end. But your deeds are proof that I needn't worry. And what's more, there's your friendship with my niece. I dare say that speaks well of your character.
By the by, do you have any records pertaining to the key here in Treno?
Would that we did. But Delilah took everything with her when she joined Preservation. If aught remains, it would be in Alexandria.
And so we find ourselves returned to our original course.
Shale may have made some progress. Perhaps it's time to bring our visit to an end. But by that, I don't mean to say that I don't feel welcome in Treno. You've all been so kind and accommodating. And in many ways, it's my hometown. It's just that, well,
It's all right, my dear. It is true that some feel bound by blood or birthplace, but I don't believe that your parents would have wanted that for you. They devoted their lives to understanding the key so that future generations would not be burdened by it. As we have chosen Treno, so too should you choose the place you call home. A place where you can bloom and grow with fearless joy.
I will.
We must give you a proper send-off, though. Wait for us by the gate, will you? A word of caution, Keeper of the Key. As you know, it is a relic that has traveled across centuries and worlds, passing through countless hands. Oft beckoning to those ruled by ambition or avarice. Indeed, some have wondered if it chooses its master. But I believe differently. I believe that some inexorable force, call it fate, if you will, ushers it from one bearer to the next. Be wary, for fate's regard now falls upon you.
As is it ever. Oh. That was an Aura. An Aura, and she was holding the what's the fucking thing called? The Mika. It looked like he was holding a Mika doll. Or Mika plushie thing.
Thank you all for everything.
We're the ones who should be thanking you. You fought so many times for us.
I've tended to the people's immediate hurts, but see that they receive appropriate care as they recover.
I still can't believe you took down the Doom Train. Just like that. You're my hero, truly. And I'm sure Mum and Dad and everyone else we lost will rest easier now that it can never hurt anyone again.
For my part, I cannot thank you enough for supporting my plan for the barrier. Not to mention that we wouldn't even have the electrope to restore it without your aid. I can't wait to see what else we can do now that the mine is back in service. Kryl. O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. Remember that, will you? Whatever shore you choose.
Of course. Those words, and our people, will always be in my heart.
After so long without her, I had begun to forget what my sister was like. Her face, her voice, fading like the mist. All I could remember clearly was her resolve as we parted for the last time. But now I've seen her again. In you, sweetheart. For bringing her back to me. It is a joy to have met you, Kryl.
You too, Aunt Mealy.
I know your home lies far from here, but to us you'll always be family. Come and see us once in a while, won't you?
I will. My comrades have found a treatment for Levin's sickness, so I'll bring it to Treno as soon as I can.
My, you certainly have no shortage of accomplished friends. We'll await your return, my dear. Life is full of surprises when one lives in hope. Isn't that right, Delilah?
Safe and reliable airship travel to Treno where possible. It would cut down on the length and danger of the journey. I can switch my shoulder relax with a hot cup of tea. Though we're still in the 9th, it hardly feels like it up here. What a wonder. It feels a bit like I'm dreaming. Even should I wake, I'll remember it. Remember them. On a practical note, I am more than certain than ever that Shale's work will reveal vital insights into the key. Look forward to speaking with her when we arrive in Solution 9. Never mind, when we first make our way to Resolution, Kassan will be wondering about my absence. Heavens, yes, I apologize for keeping you for your duties for so long. Think nothing of it, I was more than happy to part of your adventure, and Kassan will forgive me once I tell him of Treno. Oh, I just caught the name of the quest. The quest name is Into the Mist. Which means it's the last quest. Sounds about right. I have been streaming for 3.5 hours. Usually these patches take that long. We're back. I know there are yet other settlements in the 9th. We shall have to speak them out one day. Warner's reader since effectively. Well, we learned little about the Ascians. Our sojourn was more than worthwhile. Ah, this explains much. I had wondered why I had seen neither hide nor hair of your majesty these past days. May I ask where you have been? It's quite a long story. Probably. I mean, Becklug in Shadowbringers is most definitely either Y'shtola or Matoya. However stalwart your companions, traversing the Mist Continent with no knowledge of what waited was extraordinarily reckless. That I cannot deny, but it availed us much. We have the opportunity to resume diplomatic relations with a longtime ally. And I did not, in fact, come to harm. All is well that ends well. Would you feel compelled to go on any other excursions in future? I expect that you will notify me beforehand. Yes, of course, it was remiss of me. I apologize. I'm reminded of, Nanamo and... I'm reminded of Nanamo and the Sultan's Sworn there a bit. Duty's call is most insistent. Nevertheless, whenever you require my aid, please do not hesitate to seek it. Oh, hi Shale. You're back. How did it go? Did you find a way down? Reno. Heard the name. Incredible that it's sheltered the Malala all this time. What's more, the mayor was able to share the story of the key from her perspective. She believes that the historical documents pertaining to it are stored in Preservation's archives. They could be, though our work isn't done yet. We've made progress on the decryption. I was on my way to the containment complex to review the data in that case, let me accompany you. Though it may be incomplete, I would like to review the information available. We'll contact you as soon as we've made some sense of it. Is the next expansion going to take place on the 9th? In the meantime, might I suggest our Warrior of Light get a good night's sleep or two? You never know what manner of hellish technology will be after us next. And Kryl, I assume you'll want to familiarize yourself with the care and feeding of Porxies. Indeed, while I'm aware of the principles, I was needed elsewhere when the others were treated the 11 afflicted. I shall have to ask Y'shtola to instruct me. Well, yeah, but like actually on the 9th, not just 2 locations. Or maybe another shard. It's the least I can do for my family. I intend to visit them whenever possible, but my home will always be here in the source. There's nowhere I'd rather be. I'm willing to bet you that Aura was like a Preservation member or some shit. Earlier in Treno.
Now, there is much to be done. With access to the mine restored, I'd like to explore methods to expand our food production systems. I look forward to your insights.
Oh, don't tell me something bad's about to happen to them. there's the Aura.
Oh, my poor heart. I only meant to steal a glimpse while we were in the area. But our eyes definitely met, didn't they? Oh, that's not ideal. Such fearsome instincts to perceive me as a threat in an instant. But I shouldn't be surprised. It's the Source's vaunted hero, after all.
Halmarut!
Halmarut?
Oh, dear me! Oh.
One need hardly be the warrior of light to notice you. You're far from subtle. As if the horns and scales weren't enough, you insist upon dressing for another century. Those clothes must be as old as I am. Where is your robe?
You mean the robe that practically announces me as an Ascian? Not that I don't intend to reveal that detail, but it will be at a time of my choosing. Besides, if one of us can't help but draw the eye, it's you.
Which one's that one?
Oh, Calyx, how you've
It's Calyx.
Smaller, that is. And surprisingly cute-ish.
Put me down.
Halmarut's one of the Ascian overlords. Or not overlords, but one of the 13.
Jests aside, we will be departing
One of the convocation. So I guess overlords, yeah.
I could find you a vessel and mold it to match your preferred presentation.
Don't you dare. I will not debase myself by occupying a living body ever again. And in any case, to travel the rift as you do requires the shedding of one's flesh, does it not?
I apologize if I upset you. Your understanding is, in essence, correct. The magics cannot bring a vessel through the rift. Ergo, you must discard it and assume a form of pure ether until you reach the other side. However, that doesn't mean you need discard everything like so much refuse. Using fissures such as this, one can easily send small amounts of matter between reflections. Matter such as your archived memories.
All the more reason to remain as I am. At present, I could pass through a fissure myself. And as this form suffices for surveying the material realm, I see no reason to expend effort searching for a replacement. I wish only to observe. That is enough.
Very well. I shan't press. Nevertheless, odd though you may look, I would encourage you to bid farewell to those to whom you have attachment. For now that you failed, unless our hero changes course, this world is doomed to die.
had hoped to banish death from their lives. Why should it come to all, whether they will it or no? Why must any accept this burden and grief? It was never about any one person. So no, there are none with whom I would exchange fond farewells. But so long as mankind yet survives, I can hold fast to my faith. That my life's work might again bring someone's salvation.
Hold fast you must, as we press ever onward. For soon it begins, and every world shall tremble. The Winterers must be prepared to outlast the great withering to come.
That's your ominous prediction, is it?
No, it's nature's proclamation. Can't you hear it? It echoes in the silence, left by the will of the star.
Whither blows fate's wandering will, for grey clouds still, sage winter still. Into the mist. So like what, are the worlds dying now that Zodiark is gone or something? Yeah, in the Convocation of 14 before the Sundering, the seat of Halmarut specialized in fungal and plant life. The phytobiology wing of Academia Nider was host to the words of the research of the words of Halmarut. So she was the overlord over plant life and shit for the Convocation. She had her own section in Academia Nider. Interesting. Which I believe if I were to Explorer mode, and then Shadowbringers, where is it? There you are. Maybe. But it makes sense that she just knows. Yeah, there they are. Words of Halmarut. Phytobiology. Yeah, this was her area. Is there any lore in this area that I can peruse? Peruse. Visitor's Guide. Did you know that the original Helmut, a man lauded for countless advancements in the field of phytobiology, was an avid landscape gardener who was famed for botanical labyrinths of intricate design, the foliage of which he sought to protect from ferocious pests with the inventive application of creation magics. Exponential project said to have led to the evolution of the world's first carnivorous plants. Students of his research later expanded upon those early techniques and successfully developed an extended family of ambulatory flora. You too wish to set down roots in this fertile field of study, harking you to the words of blah, 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 blah. A lot of words I don't feel like reading. Oh yeah, the words of Metron's down there, and the words of La Habrea up there. Is there any other lore in this area? We go straight into the words of La Habrea right here. Yeah. Eh, not really. That facility wasn't part of Elpis. But yeah. The next thing to do is to do the raid, which I will do later. Yeah. I mean, that dungeon still takes place on the first. It's just it's been recreated on the first. Remember, Emmett Selk had recreated Amarot on the first using the original ruins. And yeah. Yeah, no, that entire thing is a very complex illusion that Emmett Selk created. Merlot's group is still looking for a DPS. You know, okay. I think this will be it for me on Final Fantasy. Yeah. I've got to go use the bathroom, so I'm going to run an ad. Creator dashboard, content, stream manager. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad. Go get your fucking Chips Ahoy ads or whatever the fuck it'll give you. BRB.